What's going on, guys? So today is Easter, so happy Easter. We are going to be making
resurrection rolls. It's an Easter roll.
It's the story of Easter
In a roll.
In food form.
Yeah.
So we're going to describe those. We made these at our old church all the time, every Easter, and so since we're not going to be having them this year, we decided to make our own. So we'll tell you about all you need and then kind of the story of all that stuff. So
yeah,
let's go ahead and get started. So what you need to make resurrection rolls are some of the Pillsbury croissants. We have 2 of these that we're going to be opening up because they're so good you can't just eat one. And then you need melted butter, which we already melted. We have 6 tablespoons in here. We might not need that much, but it doesn't
you can never have too much butter.
No.
You also need some ground cinnamon along with the sugar.
And you just mix those together, which we already did, so it's all mixed in this bowl together.
And lastly, you can't forget the marshmallows.
You have to have the marshmallows.
Got to.
And then just for cleanliness, parchment paper, so you don't make a mess on your kitchen counter. Let's get started. Ah! No, that's not how you do it. You're gonna hurt yourself. You have to press a spoon. You have to peel the whole thing off.
This whole wrapper?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah. But then you have to take a spoon to it.
Press spoon at seam until can pops open.
Or your thumb. It's gonna... Ah! You just punctured it with your thumbs. Okay. So we have our croissants rolled out on parchment paper. It's just easy to have parchment paper just for cleanliness and you don't want your counter to get super messy. Now, the marshmallow represents Jesus, and after he died on the cross, they covered him in oil, which is the butter, and spices, which is the sugar and cinnamon mixture. So you get that marshmallow completely covered in butter, and then you roll it around in the sugar and cinnamon mixture. And once that is completely covered, we're gonna wrap the marshmallow up in the croissant. So this is kind of like the tomb that Jesus was buried in, but the tomb was empty. And so after we put these in the oven at 350, we're gonna see what happens to the marshmallow.
Alright, so now all the rolls are in the pan. So our next step is brushing the butter onto the rolls. Just put this butter, just like that. How's that looking, Drew? Am I doing alright?
You're doing a good job.
I know you're the cooker.
The cooker.
Or the baker. Little dab on every single one. So now once the butter's all on our dessert dish here, the resurrection rolls, our cinnamon sugar mixture, we just coat the tops of them. Good layer on every single one. Alright, so now we're going to put the rolls in the oven, 350 degrees for about how long?
Well, I've never made this less. We've made a ton of them at a time, so they're packed in full, and those go on for like 30 minutes. So I'm thinking like 20. So we'll see. We'll let you know if it's longer than that, though.
We'll see. All right, let's see what they look like.
Oh, wow, they're large. Oh man, they smell so good. Wait, I need another thing.
Just use a little nip. Look at that.
They smell so good. let's cut them up and see. We'll cut one of them up and see if it is done.
Alright.
Going for the one in the middle. Don't really know why, but it just looks so good.
Let's cut it open and see what's inside. And as you can see, it is empty. Just like the tomb. On Easter Sunday, he has risen.
So as we realized, the tomb is empty.
The
And
marshmallow is gone, represents the body of Jesus.
he is risen. So I think this whole thing is pretty cool, especially to do with kids. Although we don't have kids, but it's still just a cool representation of the story of Easter.
And these are amazing.
And they're really good, so.
Go make you a resurrection roll. They're amazing.
So good.